I'm Shelley Sunstein with Mount Sinai Nursing Excellence, and I'm here with Donnie Lamendola. He's a registered nurse at Mount Sinai Hospital, one of 8 Mount Sinai Health System hospitals. He holds a bachelor's degree in nursing. He's also certified in critical care, ambulatory peri-anesthesia, and post-anesthesia. And he has 30 years of experience in oncology, critical care, and now radiology nursing. Okay, so first of all, welcome, Donnie. It's an honor to meet you. You are just, people at Mount Sinai rave about you. You came to Mount Sinai 6 years ago, and I know you've worked other places. What brought you to Mount Sinai?
I think because it's a progressive institution, it's an institution that's really committed to the patients and reinvesting in themselves. Progressive in a sense, they're not afraid to spare anything with respect to investing in technology. And with respect to nursing, it's a magnet organization, which speaks volumes in itself. It tells me that the nurses are committed to a standard of excellence in care that go above and beyond the ordinary, and they're really there for the patients. And that's the kind of an organization I want to be a part of. And that's one of the reasons why I chose.
Now, you just mentioned the magnet designation. What does that mean?
Well, magnet means it was started years ago in a way to retain nurses. It speaks to our profession. It speaks to our level of professionalism, our standards of care. We have an all-encompassing model about taking care of the patients, the families, facilitating healing. Magnet speaks to nurses educating themselves, raising the bar, getting certified, going on for continued education. It's really a barometer as to where we are professionally speaking. It's a model that we kind of follow that raises our standards and to keep those standards up. When you work for an organization like Mount Sinai, you have the best docs, but you got to have the best nurses too. And you have to be able to reflect that model.
I understand that when you first came to Mount Sinai 6 years ago, you were immediately nominated for a Rising Star Award for working with what's called unit-based projects used in radiology. What is a unit-based project? And I mean, how do you get honored the minute you step foot in a new job?
Well, it's funny because when I first came in, I was an agency nurse. They wanted to develop a phase 1 recovery, a PACU segment to the radiology unit. I had that experience. So knowing about anesthetic agents, how to recover a phase 1 PACU patient, being very familiar with that kind of milieu of treatment, I seem to have the edge on a lot of people, understanding on how to facilitate their care outcomes. I got involved with developing a more or less an outline. So when the patients are recovered, how to treat their nausea, treating pain, having barometers to measure their pain, but also safeguards for nurses as well on meeting the needs of the patient.
Okay, so you're going to have to translate here for us civilians, PACU, what that means.
It means peri-anesthesia care unit. Years ago, it was just called the recovery room. And like nursing, which is really reflective of the whole of medicine and the way things are, it changes, the vocabulary changes. So it's not just recovery room, they call it the peri-anesthesia care unit. So the names have kind of changed a little bit. We've evolved in that sense, and that's where PACU comes from.
All right, let me tell you a little story because I am so familiar with radiology at Mount Sinai because I'm a breast cancer survivor. And of course, whole radiology, the whole radiation was just, I didn't know from any of this. And I go for my first day of radiation. And I guess the team was told that I'm on a classic rock radio station in New York City. So, what they did to put me at ease was to try to play classic rock so that I would feel really comfortable and at home. So, they play Coldplay. And first of all, I said, why are you playing this funeral dirge? Coldplay is not classic rock. I
I
love
agree.
Coldplay. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Coldplay, but it's not classic rock. So every other visit, Donnie, the nursing team, each one took a turn trying to guess what was classic rock, and they chose a song to be played for me. So our first thing outside of saying hello and getting me situated was, okay, is this song classic rock? Does this qualify? And it became a running joke. And it immediately put me at ease because, you know, you have to contort yourself in these weird positions when you get radiation. But I'm telling you, the nursing team in radiology at Mount Sinai, I I didn't dread the visits. I mean, you guys are the best.
Thank you. Thank you. And that really speaks to, how I approach patients. I ask them, where do you come from? What do you like to do? You want to make that connection because it kind of puts the patient at ease, and it also tells them you're emotionally involved with them, and it helps facilitate healing. So the fact that you tell me, yeah, you like classic rock, I'm going to play the Doors for you.
There you go.
There you go. We're going to go Doors with you or Led Zeppelin or something.
There you go.
Now you're at ease. You're not thinking about the pain you're having right now. You're getting into the moment of the music relaxing you. Or, I've taken care of patients who other individuals have had interest in artwork. So we begin to start talking about art, and suddenly they forget their pain. And they're telling me about their experiences about Kandinsky or Malevich, or we're talking Picasso or Renaissance art. We're not talking about the pain anymore. And it's a form of distraction, yes, but it's also helping that person realize, this person cares about me. He's taking an interest in me. And, I like that. And the patients that come back, and we do see a lot of our patients do come back, they recognize you, connect with them right away. And it really does make a difference.
Well, for me, I felt like, they were friends. This is my team. We're in this together. So that's why I always rave about the care I got and continue to get at Mount Sinai. Okay, Donnie, why did you decide to become a nurse?
I didn't decide to become a nurse. The profession decided for me. And I think on a whole, I've always been a very caring, compassionate person who always had these humanistic feelings, spiritual in a sense. And it just found me when I was in the Navy. The things that I most qualified for was a corpsman in the Navy. Medicine just came natural to me. And when I got out of the Navy, I looked at different things. Yeah, I was doing construction work. I was doing the atypical things. And I said, wait a minute, I enjoy taking care of people. I enjoy watching people get better. And I went in and I said, if I'm going to make a career out of this, let me see if I really like it. I started as an aide, and I found myself just working up the ladder. I got my associates. I got my bachelor's in nursing. I became certified. And it's been a beautiful journey, and I have no regrets of ever going into it. I feel very comfortable taking care of people, helping them to heal, helping the families, educating them, and mentoring my colleagues. I enjoy that a lot. So it's something that's more or less found me.
Okay, you are certified in critical care, ambulatory peri-anesthesia, and post-anesthesia. What made you go for all of these certifications, and what does that entail?
Well, I think part of it reflects that you're going to invest in yourself to bring the best care to that patient. Being certified means that you're keeping up with the journals, you're keeping up with the latest technology out there. You're investing in yourself. You're not just sitting home and you're not taking part of it. You got to know where the arrhythmias are. You got to know how to manage inotropic meds, or know what malignant hypothermia is, or in oncology to know the side effects of different meds. This is crucial to bring at the bedside, and being empowered with that knowledge and investing that time to study, you're just a better person for that people or that person you're taking care of.
Now, you sound like the type of person who likes a challenge and needs to work toward goals. So do you have other goals with nursing that you still would aspire to?
Yeah, I'm not done. I see myself as a clinical nurse educator or / in a leadership position. I feel that a lot of the young nurses that are coming in, they're scared, like most of us. Even when I first got in, and people years ago, 30 years ago, they were scared to get involved. They've always felt they never had enough experience. And I've mentored a lot of nurses, and I've mentored them for PACE University in the ICUs, or I've been blessed to get them in the radiology area where I can teach them. And when you can bring somebody with a high level of knowledge and educate these people to become better and to aspire to be something better, you're doing God's work. You're helping that patient to get better. And you're really leaving a footprint that's very important so that they can carry the torch. And that's something I want to do next. That's where I see myself 3 to 5 years out.
Donnie, tell us about your most challenging day or time at Mount Sinai.
At Mount Sinai, I would think there was a patient. I actually found this individual. He was on a lot of pain meds. No matter what you could do to settle this guy down, there was a dysfunctional family group there, and you just couldn't make this person happy. I somehow had to get into this guy's head and say, look, I'm there for you. I said, I'll perform Reiki on you. What's that? What's Reiki? I said, just trust me, just go with it, accept it. And I said, I'd be more than happy to give that to you. And getting that person to wind down, to help them take that anger away, to getting their family to come down, the tone to come down, and to really see a good outcome, that to me will stick with me for a long time. And when I look at other experiences with Mount Sinai, of course, getting involved with Magnet a couple of years ago and having to face all the surveyors, that spoke volumes. And it just seems that when JACO comes in, Department of Health, and then we just had our stroke recertification, I've been asked to step up to speak to these people. And it's really a tribute to the organization. And it also reflects on why I have invested in getting certification, staying educated, staying proactive. My organization needs me, and we need an organization like Mount Sinai to continue to give the kind of care that they're giving to those patients, which is top notch and second to none. And I really wholeheartedly.
Talk about the importance of teams at Mount Sinai and what that means both to you and to the patient.
Well, for the patient wants to know that they're being taken care of. You've got it. Teamwork is very important because you have to have this fluidity of communication. You have to be able to be all on the same page when the doctor's giving an order. You not only have to be ready to accept it, but you have to be able to challenge, in a sense, or use the word, what I like to use the word, it's called discernment. Is this really safe to give to the patient? You have to be able to go back and forth with your colleagues and say, look, am I really giving the best care, or what can we do different, and be open and receptive to make the best possible outcome for this individual. So teamwork is important. Communication is the hallmark of that. And you've got to be able to speak to each other. You have to be in a respectful manner, but also the main goal is, what are we going to do? What is going to be the outcome for this patient? What is the clear set goal here that we're going to facilitate healing and have good overall outcomes? And that's important. And it means when teamwork comes into play, when you're in a crisis situation, you have to be able to think and all function on the same page. This is all important.
We talked about your most challenging day at Mount Sinai. What was your best day?
My best day is watching the patients leave and them telling me, thank you for the care that you've given me. And that could be any day of the week. Knowing that I can go home, I can put my head down, knowing that I've done everything I could for that person. And they can look me in the eyes and they can embrace me and they can hug me and say, thank you very much for what you've done for me.
Now, I understand that outside of all you give as a nurse at Mount Sinai, you also help disabled veterans. Tell us about that.
Yeah, yes, I have. I've been involved with local areas in Orange County, New York. I'm up in Orange County, New York. And I've been involved with, I'm a vet myself. I've served 2 tours, was in the United States Navy. So it just seems like the natural thing to do. When you become a member of the service, like nursing, it's a brother, it's a family, and it's a thing that goes on, and it's one of your own. And to me, it's very important. They sacrifice themselves and for the good of all. And you just really want to do the best you can to help people. That's just where I come from.
Is there anything we haven't touched on that you would like our listeners to know about you or Mount Sinai?
I think Mount Sinai is a great organization. They've done wonders to help my mother. Being able to work with a class of people like that are progressive, that are out there, that are really making a difference, and a world class of nurses that work together to really reflect an organization that wants to be the best, but more important, the best for its patients. And that's really an honor to be a part of that.
And one of the things I love about Mount Sinai, everyone I've ever come across as a patient, they care, and they show that care with just the littlest things, like helping someone in a wheelchair off with
Right.
their coat because they were struggling with that. It's those little things, and it just shows that you care, and you do care, and we thank you for that and honor you, Donnie Lamendola. And thanks to all of you for joining us today. Please follow along for more nurses' stories in our Mount Sinai Nursing Excellence series.